Namaste, angels. This is the daily reading for Thursday, June 28th, the day of the full moon in Capricorn. Was there anything else going on the 28th besides the full moon? I think it might be the Jewish holiday, the 17th of Tammuz. It just came to mind. I had forgotten all about it. In any case, so let's get into the day's events, because I still haven't done the full moon reading. So when I do that, I can talk about whatever else is going on, I guess, should there be something else. In the year 1389, the Ottomans defeat the Serbian army in a bloody battle of Kosovo. They opened the way for the Ottoman conquest of southeastern Europe. 1519, King Carlos I is elected Holy Roman Catholic Emperor Charles V. 1838, or 9/11, or 11, the coronation of Queen Victoria in Westminster Abbey, London. 1914, Franz Ferdinand, Archduke of Austria, and his wife Sophie are assassinated in Sarajevo by a young Serb nationalist, Gavrilo Princip, at 10:45, the casus belli of World War I. I don't know what the casus belli means. Uh-oh, and the page just got unresponsive. Are we going to run into foolishness? I'm not sure if that's English or what that's about, so I'm just going to move on. 1919, the Treaty of Versailles, ending World War I and establishing the League of Nations, is signed in France. Saxophone is patented by Antoine Joseph, quote-unquote, Adolphe Sax. His last name was Sax, S-A-X. And this happened on June 28th in the year 1846. Famous birthdays. Henry VIII. John Wesley. John Wesley, we know, started the Methodist Church. I've taken you guys via my camera down to the first one over here on John Street. John Wesley, John Street, in Manhattan, not far from me. Anyway, Mel Brooks is 92 years old, and he looks well. I saw him the other day on TV. Kathy Bates is 70. Wow. John Elway is 57, and Elon Musk is 47. Would you believe tomato is proven to be non-poisonous by Colonel Robert Gibbon eating a tomato on the steps of the courthouse in Salem, New Jersey? This happened on June 28th in the year 1820, or 11. I passed by an 11 a moment ago, too. It was 1919 when the Treaty of Versailles was signed. Famous weddings, 1919 again, or 11. The 33rd, master number 33, U.S. President Harry Truman, who was 35, wed Elizabeth Truman on this day. She was 34. They got married in Independence. 1930. Film director David Lean, master number 22, weds his first cousin Isabel Lean. 1934, novelist Kenneth Patchen, also master number 22, weds Miriam Patchen in nearby Sharon, Pennsylvania. 1965, country singer Merle Haggard, 28, weds singer Bonnie Owens, 35. 1986, CBS News correspondent Mike Wallace, 68, marries Mary Yates. 2010, Academy Award-winning actress Sandra Bullock, 45, divorces, quote-unquote, Monster Garage host Jesse James, 40, due to conflict of personalities after nearly 5 years of marriage. In 2012, quote-unquote, Spy Kids actress Alexa Vega, 23, divorces film producer Sean Koval, 36, due to irreconcilable difference after 2 years of marriage. Famous deaths, James Madison and Franz Ferdinand. Franz Ferdinand was Austrian and Archduke of Austria. He was assassinated in Sarajevo by a Serbian terrorist group called the quote-unquote Black Hand, helping to trigger the start of World War I. This happened, or he was born rather, on December 18th in the year 1830. And he was a Sagittarius from Graz, Austria. He died on June 28th in the year 1914 at the age of 50 of assassination. James Madison was the 4th U.S. president, Democratic, Republican, whatever that means. And he had previously been United States Secretary of State. His presidential term went from March the 4th in the year 1809 or 99 through March the 4th in the year 1817, he was preceded by Thomas Jefferson and succeeded by James Monroe. He was famous for previously serving as Secretary of State under Thomas Jefferson. Madison succeeded his boss as president in 1809, which is again 99. He is known commonly as the quote-unquote father of the Constitution. Oh, he must be rolling over in his grave today then, because the Constitution is dead. The Supreme Court basically like turned over the First Amendment yesterday and took away religious freedom. So anyway, he was known as the father of the Constitution for playing a crucial role in the drafting of the U.S. Constitution and the author of the U.S. Bill of Rights. Madison was one of the leaders of the movement to ratify the Constitution. Shame. And his work with John Jay and Alexander Hamilton produced the Federalist Papers, which stands as one of the most significant works in support of the Constitution. Yeah, he's definitely rolling over. As Secretary of State, he presided over the Louisiana Purchase, which doubled the size of the United States. A popular president with historians, Madison's term in office saw growing prosperity for several years. The War of 1812 occurred during his presidency and was a stalemate. It helped to change his opinion on the national bank and a strong central government, which he came to support. He was born on March 16th in 1751 and was a Pisces from Port Conway, Virginia, USA. He died on June 28th in 1836, another 9-9 at the age of 85. Elon Musk, again, is 47 years old. He is American, Canadian, and South African. He's an entrepreneur. Musk is an engineer, inventor, and investor focused on the technology, transport, and space industries. He's the founder of SpaceX, co-founder of Zip2, PayPal, and Tesla Motors, as well as chairman of Solar City. He was born on June 28th in 1971 and is 47 years old, a Cancer from Pretoria, Transvaal, South Africa. John Elway is American and an NFL quarterback, one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. He led the Denver Broncos to 5 Super Bowl appearances and 2 victories. He was known as for performing his best in the clutch, thanks in large part to the 1987 AFC Championship game against Cleveland Browns, where he helped to engineer a 98-yard game-tying touchdown drive, which would have become known as, quote-unquote, the drive. He is currently the general manager of the Denver Broncos. He was born on June 28th in 1960 and is 57 years old, a Cancer from Port Angeles, Washington, USA. I kept thinking about the NFL player, the not murderer, the if I did it, Lord, the black guy. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I've been irritated all day, so maybe that's why, because with all the foolishness is going on. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But the NFL player, his Bronco, when he was running from the police. Anyway, Kathy Bates is American and an actress. She's famous for Misery in 1991, Another 11, Primary Colors in 1998, About Schmidt in 2002, 1111. She was born on June 28th in 1948, which is another 49 or 1304 or 1111, and is 70 years old, a Cancer from Memphis, Tennessee, USA. Mel Brooks, again, is 92 years old, or 11. He's an actor and director, best known as a creator of broad film farces and comic parodies. He began his career as a stand-up comic and was a writer for the early TV variety show, Your Show of Shows. Never heard of it. In the Middle Ages, in the Middle Ages. He was not born yet. He's old, but he's not that old. In middle age, he became one of the most successful film directors of the 1970s. He is on the short list of entertainers who have won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. He was born on June 28th in 1926, and again is 92 years old, a Cancer from Brooklyn, New York, USA. My favorite is History of the World Part 1, and I waited as a child for Part 2 to come out, but I don't think it ever did. John Wesley, again, was British and an evangelist. He was the co-founder of the Methodist movement, born on June 28th in the year 1703, a Cancer. 1703, also 11, by the way, Cancer from Epworth, Lincolnshire, England. He died on March 2nd in the year 1791, or 99, at the age of 87. And the last one, Henry VIII was English and King of England. Henry was the second Tudor monarch after his father, Henry VII. During his 47-year reign, he led England through a series of intense changes, most notably the English Reformation, England's separation from the Roman Catholic Church. The Reformation began when Henry requested from the Pope an annulment from his wife, Catherine of Aragon. This was refused as Catherine was the aunt of the Holy Roman Emperor Charles V, the most powerful man in Europe. Spurred by his infatuation with Anne Boleyn, Henry then broke with the Catholic Church by marrying his mistress, who would later give birth to Elizabeth I. Pope Clement VII excommunicated Henry. Henry's marriage did not prosper. Anne's miscarriages and unpopularity at court led him to accuse her of adultery and have her beheaded. A third wife, Jane Seymour, did present him with a son, the future Edward VI, before dying of childbirth complications. His fourth wife, Anne of Cleves, barely lasted a few months before an annulment. History repeated itself when Henry accused his fifth wife, Catherine Howard, of adultery. This time there was some truth to it before having her beheaded. His last wife, Catherine Parr, survived Henry by acting as a nurse to an increasingly unwell king. Outside his notorious marriages, Henry is remembered as the father of the Royal Navy, increasing the Navy from 5 to 50 ships. As part of his split with the Catholic Church, Henry dissolved the English monasteries, with their land and wealth taken by the crown, and changing the makeup of the English society forever. He was born on June 28th in 1491 and was a Cancer. 1491, 69, like this Cancer sign. He's from London, England, and he died on January 28th in the year 1547 at the age of 55, and he was the last one. Going to the dice, I'm beginning with party, email, and romantic dinner. Email could be here because of any of the earth signs, really. Mercury's in Leo, Venus is in Leo, Mars is in Aquarius, which is what I normally would connect to email, and Uranus, ruler of Aquarius, is also active and in Taurus. Forget it. Buy shoes. And dirty movie. Forget it and buy shoes, I think, is definitely like key to walk away from something. I'm beginning with the Knight of Air, speaking of Venus and Mars and Aquarius. Intelligent, decisive, idealistic, tireless is the Knight of Air. Also can be connected to the need to make some sort of decision. Knight of Air is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or maybe again Venus or Mercury. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options, come up with creative solutions. Opening to the Eight of Water, desire to move on. Maybe this is about what you have to decide. The search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. Knight of Air, and the Ten of Fire. Too much work, accept help from others. Life's out of balance. That leads to stress-related health concerns. This fire and air can be due to, again, Mercury in Leo, Venus in Leo, or Mars, the red planet and ruler of fire sign Aries, in Aquarius. And opening to the Dreamer with Archangel Metatron, which represents the planet Mercury for me. A leap of faith, follow your dreams, that leads to unexpected opportunities. Mercury rules the signs of Gemini and Virgo, so that's what this card is connected to for me. But it's the Fool in the traditional tarot, all about taking a chance, following, the guidance that you're receiving, your gut, and just jumping on out there on a leap of faith. It's a path you have not walked before, so very well could be about what you have to decide. And maybe it's deciding whether to walk away from somebody, to forget it and buy your walking shoes and go, because you're carrying the wands all by yourself, the 10 of wands, and you're burdened and it's causing stress-related health concerns. You got to put that thing down. That's what you're thinking about. Knight of Air. And opening to the King of Water, who's trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice. Charity work also. Charity work is love As far as I'm concerned, anytime we are giving of somebody or receiving from somebody, in either case without agenda, that is love. And it's the 5 of fire, competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. So yeah, it can definitely be those things. And also on a more positive note, or from a more positive standpoint, this card also sometimes represents action for me in the planet Mars. Another indication that somebody needs to make a decision. The overall energy is the 2 of earth. Too much going on at once. The need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. Also deja vu from hell, of course, for me. Keep coming back to the same juncture over and over and over again. Can't seem to get past this point. What can we do different? Because the definition of insanity is repeating the same, you know, patterns over and over and over again, expecting a different result. Crowning the masculine, the 5 of air, an unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. Somebody may have peer pressured you into something you shouldn't have done. Masculine surrounded by the 7 of earth, seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry. And, ooh, it's a funky day for the masculine, like really funky energy. In his subconscious, the 4 of water, missing an opportunity, discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. Crowning the feminine, much better. It's an 8, major arcana card number 17, the star, which does represent for me the planet Uranus and the sign of Aquarius, which it rules. This is email and other kinds of techie communication, online dating and social media and texting and all that kind of stuff. It can be about communication in a general sense as well. I also consider telepathy to be like electronic communication. And it's about our dreams coming true too. Dreams coming true, wishes granted, prayers answered. Happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You are on the right path. Surrounding the feminine, it's major arcana card, the moon, a nice progression here. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. This is sort of like the zero, the fool energy. Like just follow the guide that you've been going, you know, you've been receiving and go. You don't have to know everything. You're not going to know everything, and let go of the fear. Like trust the universe that said it's, you know, answering your prayers. Your dreams are coming true. Trust that that's the case. If you've been getting these feelings in your stomach and, you know, seeing little visions and whatnot, and just go for it. Feminine subconscious, the 9 of earth, it works out well for you. It's prosperous. Enjoying life's little luxury, spending quiet time alone, and successful self-employment. Even for some where this is about trying to like live by yourself, like leaving a man or a woman, whoever you know, you've been codependent upon, or vice versa. Even in that case, you're going to be fine. Crowning the 4 of fire, contentment, peace, and abundance in a happy home life. The successful completion of a project. The 4 of fire can be about a new home, especially sitting here next to the star, like your dream coming true. The dream coming true might just be to be able to rest your head and to have some peace. You know, maybe metaphorical, peace of mind it may represent. And that could be your dream. Whatever your dream is, it's to, you know, be in a good place, and you are. And they say like home is where the heart is. So wherever you are, that could be what I was feeling about home. Wherever you are could be home. And as long as you're feeling good and feeling like this. And again, you're prosperous and spending some time by yourself, getting to know yourself a little bit better, having like girls' day with you. You know, maybe at the spa or the in the nail salon, getting your hair done, whatever you like to do. Whatever you like to do. Being on the computer. At the root, it's the 8 of earth. A lot of progressions today. Skilled work is rewarded. Learning all there is to know about a topic, and maybe even going back to school. We have the 7, 8, and 9 in that order of earth. So we're progressing and things are being manifested, and we're being rewarded. We're reaping what we've sown. At the heart of the matter. Very nice. The 2 of water sitting here underneath the 4 of fire, crossing the star, dreams coming true. Take a chance on it. You learn to love yourself. You can love somebody else, a friend, a romantic partner. I don't know. The masculine from this point on, things look really, really good. I'm not sure what's going on here. A relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, and the positive resolution of a conflict. So we got 2 2s in the reading, because remember our overall energy is also a 2. We also have evidence today of air and water coming together for whatever reason. Gonna look to clarify the masculine's 5 of air, see what's up with that. About what might this unwise choice have been. Maybe this is the decision that we saw he needed to make, or somebody needed to make. Maybe when he made it, or in the case that the masculine made it, he didn't choose very wisely. Let's see. Just looking for the next upright card. Here it is. The Emperor. Organization and logic, structure and discipline. Major Arcana card 4 is about our foundations, and it will be now sitting here next to this other 4, and be a 4 of fire, like this one, essentially. The Emperor represents for me the planet Mars and the signs of Aries and Scorpio, which it rules. Aries and Scorpio, maybe. The masculine, because this is like conflict. The masculine may, in some cases at least, have come in contact with some sort of authority. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely a thorn in his side. Could be a speeding ticket. Like, he needs to be patient. He needs to slow down. Like, you're going too fast. That's how you miss something. I just got speeding ticket. I mean, obviously that's not going to be for everybody. Every masculine that watches this, or feminine that watches it, who's connected with somebody, is not going to. It's not going to be about a speeding ticket. Let's look for the next card too, because the Emperor can be so many things. Also, he could have sort of relinquished control, not necessarily over his whole life, but in that moment, well, yeah, in his life, over his life, in a moment, he may have let somebody else be the boss and run him around, and that caused conflict, like peer pressure, like I said before. Ace of Air. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations. Seeing the truth in the situation in a challenging beginning. So yeah, I think some of the masculine may run into some sort of conflict. Like I said, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. An authority may be involved. It's still not going to be the end of the world. He's just going to realize he needs to slow down and think a little more sometimes, a little harder. Think things through a little bit better sometimes, and not rush. And not rush to judgment also about somebody else. Like, wait for the truth. Like, don't participate in gossip and foolishness. That can be what this is as well. Further advice for the masculine, the King of Earth, who's generous, professional, responsible, and kind. So now air, water, and earth, officially. There was a lot of earth here already, but now we have a court card. The King of Earth is a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And when the King of Earth shows up, it's a good time for you as it relates to finances or career, credit, money. Like, you can go apply for your card, or maybe to get some sort of home loan. You're buying a home, a new job, a new position, something that's going to make you happy, bring you peace, a new relationship that's going to have value, worth. Maybe this is your actual energy. You are a direct earth sign. All of these possibilities. Feminine for us, the 3 of water. something's going to be cause to celebrate. Maybe because we're so happy, we're at peace. Maybe because we have a new home, we're involved in a new relationship. Whatever it is, we've been praying for this thing to come through. Maybe just because we reconcile with somebody, a friend, our mate. It could be any of those cases. But this is some sort of partnership, some sort of twosome. Doesn't have to be romantic, although it absolutely can be. And I think we're just happy that we have finally come to a place where we can forgive one another and make up. And, you know, experience some peace of mind and happiness, joy. Hope that you guys have enjoyed the daily reading and you find it helpful. Namaste, angels.